Sometimes you just have to remind everybody that you are full of gratitude. I want to throw out a great big Warriors thanks, first of all, for subscribing to our channel, for following along, for putting comments. Yes, I want comments in these videos. I want questions. I want you to join us because our hashtag is Community Creates Change. You can also become a member for a mere, I have no shame, $2.99 a month, which goes to support. That's less actually than a cup of coffee around the country these days. And I want you to support the mission we are on because I know what we have been doing and trudging away and talking about, educating about, knocking on doors. I know it's working because doors now are opening up. People are coming to me, to us, and saying, we want to work with you. We want your way because we think at the Warriors very differently. It's very grassroots. It's very, with all due respect, in one's face. It is very kind of homey also, because the whole subject matter of exploitation is one that is scary, is ugly, is dark. Who wants to hear about it, right? You back away, you close the door, you close your eyes. You don't want to hear about it. But let's hear about some great things that happened in the last year, and because of you, because you've been part of it. Whether you've listened, you've shared videos, you've signed on when we ask you we have take actions, please give your name and your zip code. A couple of really great things have happened. So I want to remind you that this is what is going on. First of all, we have Instagram. Instagram this year made teen accounts private by default and added a critical, crucial safety features, a couple of them, to protect young users. Teens, for instance, can only be messaged or tagged by people they follow, and accounts are set to the highest content restrictions, and the impact of these safety updates can't be cheered, overstated enough, because Instagram, I want you to hear this one, Instagram is the number one platform where sextortion is taking place. And with these couple of tweaks here, couple of little changes, Instagram, they are to be applauded. Oh yes, there's more work to do, but they are to be applauded for this. You know what? This will significantly help us, help kids, help all people not be victims of sextortion. You know what that is. Someone being extorted because they sent an inappropriate dialogue or images of themselves. And then they're asked for monies or they're asked for more images. So this is really something to be very, grateful for. And then we have the major platforms, Apple, LinkedIn, Google Ads, YouTube. They removed these very harmful nudifying apps. And that's simply where there were these apps where somebody's fully clothed and you use the app and you remove all their clothes and they're naked. Now, isn't this crazy we even have to talk about it? But we do. And these apps were allowing anyone to take, especially of our girls, of anyone, and to strip off all their clothes. Now, can you imagine being a 12-year-old girl and you didn't take your clothes off, and all of a sudden this is being passed around your school or this is being sent to your family? And because people don't know about these things, they're going to think that's really that kid or that's you without your clothes on. So this is like a no-brainer, right? Again, how these things even get onto the, for instance, Apple App Store in the first place, I wonder. But that's another program. Then we have a couple of really great state initiatives I want to tell you about. We have North Carolina, we have Oklahoma, we have Delaware, and they passed new laws that increase, hear me on this one, something I'm always railing about, increasing penalties for sex buyers, including making it a felony in some cases. A lot of places it's just simply a misdemeanor. Can you imagine? A 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, whatever. And it's a misdemeanor to harm a child? So these legislative wins will help reduce demand for exploitation and protect vulnerable individuals. Because even though we do have, there are a variety of laws, state by state across the country, if they're not being enforced, number one, it's a simple supply and demand. If there's no accountability, more people are going to do it. Simple mathematics, not that any of this is simple. And the second thing is, if we don't up the ante, as I say, if we don't change from misdemeanor to felony, a misdemeanor Day after day, I'm presented with horrible stories of somebody doing something so horrific to a child, you and me can't even think of it because our minds don't work like that. And I see things like sentence of 2 years and 8 months in jail. And I think, oh my goodness. But that child or that person, this is a lifelong trauma. I want to remind you, nobody is saved. Nobody can forget about it. Sometimes things pop out years later when somebody's an adult, a teen, if they're a child. Even when they say to me they bury it, then it could pop out when they're washing dishes 20 years later. That child lives with the trauma and the pain for the rest of their lives. And think about, if you want to go even to this step, how that affects their lives, how it affects when they become an adult, relationships, how it affects the healthcare system because of the psychological damage, the medical damage perhaps. So they have to keep seeking solutions. So enough. It's 2025. So these are some great achievements that we must remind everybody. While this work remains at the top of our list and not enough is being done, you know what? There are things happening each and every day. So if we can continue chipping away and we all play our part and we all become a warrior, and it's 2025 and more people are talking about this subject matter, waking up, whether it's the devices, it's in the bedrooms, get the devices out of the bedrooms for kids, whether it's phone-free schools, whether it's all kinds of things you're hearing about. It's all good news. So stay with us, stick with us, subscribe to our channel, share everything. But first and foremost, you must talk to your child, your children, open and honestly, and let them know you are there to protect them. And they can come to you anytime about anything because you will take care of it, because you are a warrior.